Hello everyone, welcome to the new video lecture of subject Interconnected Power System. Myself Himanshu Joshi, I am an assistant professor in Sri Labhubhai Trivedi Institute of Engineering and Technology, Rajkot. So let's continue our topic of chapter number 5, frequency and voltage control methods. So today's topic is load frequency control for two area system. So till now we have considered only single isolated system. So let's apply that concepts for the frequency control for two area system. So we can say that an extended power system can be divided into a number of load frequency control areas which are interconnected by means of tie line. So we can say that each area which is having a number of load frequency control mechanism that can be divided into the number of load frequency control area which are interconnected by means of tie line. So without loss of generality, we shall consider the two area case which are connected by a single tie line. So here we are going to consider the two area case which is connected by means of a single tie line. Now the control objective is to regulate the frequency of each area and simultaneously regulate the tie line power as a part of inter area power. So what our objective is to regulate the frequency of each area, and we have to control the amount of power which will transfer between that two area. So we have to control the amount of power which will transfer between two area with keep in mind the frequency control mechanism. So as in the case of frequency, we are going to use the proportional plus integral controller which will be installed so as to give the zero steady state error in tie line power flow. So to control the frequency in each area, we are going to use the proportional plus integral controller which gives us the zero steady state error for the power flow. So what do you mean by control area? So control area can be represented by an equivalent turbine, generator and governor system model. So each control area is represented by its equivalent turbine, generator and governor system. Same for control area, and both control area is connected with single tie line. Both control area is connected with single tie line. So this is the representation of control area with single tie line. Now we already know that for isolated control area, the incremental power which was accounted by the rate of increase of stored kinetic energy and increase in area load caused by the increase in frequency. Now we have three methods which are available for the load frequency control for interconnected system for two area system. The first method is flat frequency control, second one is the selective frequency control, and third one is the tie line bias control. So let's start with the first method, that is the flat frequency control. So over here you can see that generator 1 and generator 2 which are connected by means of tie line. So how flat frequency control will work, let's see that. So in this method the whole system is maintained with constant frequency by controlling the speed of any one generator. Clear? Suppose over here we have considered two generator, generator 1 and generator 2. Now the entire system frequency can be maintained by controlling the any one generator and without any regulation of generator 2. So if we are going to consider the mechanism for two generator, let's suppose generator 1 and generator 2, then system frequency can be maintained by maintaining the speed of any one generator. Suppose I am going to consider over generator 1, and if there is a change in system frequency, then speed of only this generator has been controlled. Speed of only this generator has been controlled to maintain the frequency, and generator 2 is kept unchanged. The speed of generator 2 is maintained constant. Only variation is in generator 1. So here generator 1 is called master station because speed of generator 1 is going to change. So G1 is called master station, and this type of frequency control is called flat frequency control. This type of frequency control is called flat frequency control. So G1 has a task to maintain the system frequency. G1 has a task to maintain the system frequency, and all other machine in that particular area, or we can say that all other machine in that interconnected power system has to carry constant load. So entire responsibility is of master station. Clear? To maintain the system frequency constant, that responsibility is given to master station. So, and that is the generator 1. So this is the characteristics for flat frequency control. So over here you can see that generator 1 and generator 2 with its droop characteristics. Now if there is any change either in generator 2 side or in generator 1 side, then their entire change has to be handled by generator 1 only. Clear? If there is a increment in generator 2 side load, if there is a increment in load of generator 2 side, then that incremented load has been adjusted by adjusting the speed of generator 1 only. And if there is a increment in load in generator 1 side, then that load is also handled by adjusting the speed of generator 1. Clear? So either side of change in generation, that generation is to be handled by adjusting the speed of generator 1 only. So we can say that in this type of method, the frequency controller is placed at generator 1 side. Frequency controller, or we can say that proportional plus integral control, is placed on generator 1 side, and its task is to maintain the frequency constant. So what will be the change on the characteristics of generator 2? So generator 2 characteristics will shift parallel to its own characteristics. Clear? Generator 2 characteristics is shifted in this manner to adjust the system frequency constant. So generator 2 characteristics will shift its own generator characteristics of G2 parallel to itself. As you can see over here in this picture, that its characteristics will change only in this manner to maintain the frequency constant, and generator 1 will shift its characteristics by its own droop characteristics. So this is known as the flat frequency control. So if there is a change in load in either of G1 and G2, and if the generation of G1 alone is regulated to adjust this change for keep the system frequency constant, then this type of regulation is known as flat frequency control. So under such condition, the G2 is said to be operated on base load. G2 is said to be operated on base load, or we can say that the generation on G2 is kept constant. Generation of G2 is held constant. That means it has to be operated on base load. So in this method, the frequency controller is placed at G1 and maintain the frequency constant. How it will maintain the frequency constant? It will shift the generator G2 characteristics parallel to itself, that we have seen over here. It will maintain the system frequency constant by adjusting the governor 2 characteristics, which will shift by its parallel. So if G1 side frequency goes down, then by shifting this characteristics on upper side, it will increase the frequency. So overall frequency will get maintained. And if the generation has been lower, then again it will decrement its frequency by shifting this line in this direction. So it will achieve its new frequency. So overall frequency will remain constant. So this is known as the flat frequency control. Now what are the advantage of flat frequency control? So we can say that flat frequency control has the advantage that new and more efficient generator can be made to carry the base load. So new and efficient generator are used to carry the base load, and less efficient generator carry the load variation. So this is the advantage, that we can use our new and efficient generator for the base load and less efficient generator for the load variation. Now what are the disadvantage of flat frequency control? The first disadvantage is that uneconomical operation of master generator. That means the generator which is used for maintaining the frequency, its operation and its working is uneconomical. So that is the disadvantage. Now second disadvantage is G1 must absorb the all load changes for the either system. That means if there is a change in G1 side or G2 side, then that change must be absorbed by master generator G1 only. So thereby we can say that the tie line between the two generating station would have to absorb all the load changes at station G2, since G2 would maintain its constant output. So another disadvantage is that G1 has to absorb the load changes for the either system, and thereby the tie line between two generating station would have to absorb all the load changes at G2, because G2 has to maintain its constant output. So G2 cannot change its output. So tie line and G1 has to absorb the excess amount of load changes at G2 also. So that is the second disadvantage of flat frequency control. Now next one is the selective frequency control. Next type of control is selective frequency control. So what is the selective frequency control? So we can say that in case of selective frequency control, the small and large system are interconnected through a tie line. When small and large interconnected system are connected through a tie line, then the large system have to maintain the system frequency, and small system keep the tie line power constant. So in this case we can say that if there is a large and small system are interconnected through a tie line, then this large system has been given a responsibility to maintain the system frequency constant, and this small system has been given the responsibility to keep the tie line power constant. So work has been divided between two systems. The larger system has the larger responsibility to maintain the system frequency constant, and smaller system has the responsibility to keep the tie line power constant. So there is a selection between the task, so it's known as the selective frequency control. So the frequency control assigns to the central system, and the other system are then controlled on the basis of frequency and tie line loading. So in this system there is a assign of frequency control for the central system, and other system are work based on the frequency and line loading. So each system in this entire group takes the care of its own load or its own load changes, and it will not interfere between the other system of the entire group for the load changes. So each system has to take the care of its own load and its own load changes. So it is known as the selective frequency control. So over here in this graph you can see the graph for selective frequency control, and its characteristics is somewhat like the speed governing mechanism. So over here the line AA, it will represents the constant frequency line. This is the line of constant frequency, and this line AA dash, this line AA dash represents the constant tie line loading. So let's consider the two case, two generator, generator 1 and generator 2, generator 1 and generator 2. Now suppose this is the balance point X, clear, this is the balance point X. Now suppose there is an increment in generator 1, there is an increment of load on generator 1, and with the increment of load on generator 1, what is the result? The result in reduction of frequency. If load will increase, suppose load will increase, so there is a reduction in frequency, and due to that the governing action of generator 2 will comes in picture. So if the load will increase and due to that frequency will reduce, so it will starts to increment, it will starts to increase the generation on generator 2, clear, it will starts to increase the generation on generator 2. So increase its generation, and due to that the frequency which is earlier goes down will be increased and restore on frequency, fundamental frequency, clear, it will restore to back to the reference frequency, or we can say that normal frequency. So this is the selective frequency control. So we can say that earlier point is X, load will increase, frequency goes down, and due to that the generation on generator 2 will be increased, and again frequency goes to normal frequency. So we can say that the initial point is X and the operating frequency at point X, if it is dropped to Y due to increment of load, it will drop to Y due to increment in load, then the load pick up on the tie line, the load pick up by the tie line, and that load is equal to the area under this curve, area under this curve. The tie line has to transfer this much amount of load due to increment on load on generator 1. So this is the area and it is equal to x into y. So tie line has to share this much amount of load. So this is known as the selective frequency control. Now what are the disadvantages of this type of frequency control? So we can say that this type of control is not suitable when two or more large systems are interconnected. Because in such case the line power and frequency deviation have a tendency to swing back and forward the load change. So when two large systems are interconnected, then there is a large frequency deviation and there is a large change in load. So that two system there is a natural tendency of swing back. That means they cannot restore the frequency and load which gets changed, because system is large. So there is a large change in load and large change in frequency. So they cannot be restored by just adjusting the individual generation. So this type of frequency control cannot be used when there is a two or more large systems are interconnected. So this is the selective frequency control, or over here we can say that the working area for selective frequency control should be like B line and C line. Clear? Earlier this BB and CC line will match over here. Clear? So X is our stable point. Now due to change in load, this new Y point will be available on line CC. So this can be our new operating point, and with this the selective frequency control will work either on B line or C line to maintain the system frequency constant. So this is known as the selective frequency control. So thank you very much. With this we will conclude our session. If you have any doubt, any question, you can give your doubt and question in comment section. Thank you very much.